Hello and welcome to Up the Villa podcast. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe. You'll help us grow massively, and your support from the Villa fans is absolutely massive. So finally, we've beat Wolves in the Premier League. Massive win for us on many different reasons, but we'll get straight on in there and hear Ryan's thoughts. So how are you, mate?
Yeah, superb, mate. It's set the weekend up nicely. I'm in a great mood.
Definitely, it's so nice when we get that win early in a Saturday, and your weekend you just puts you in that happy place, doesn't it?
That's
Really.
it. Yeah. Everybody's happy in my house now.
So we've got a few obviously talking points, some real good standout performances today. We had Martinez's brilliant saves, absolutely unreal. One of our own starting in central midfield in Ramsey. And he really took his claim for that shirt, really. He played really well. And finally, we've scored a penalty, so that was great as well. So what did you make of the game?
Um, it was a tough watch. It was a frustrating watch, really. It's very start-stop. The Mike Dean played his part. Got well into the Christmas spirit. The amount of cards he was dishing out, shocking, really. It just felt like it was the Mike Dean show at one point. But it was quite an even game. Both teams had spells of dominance. Wolves probably had the most clear-cut, better chances in their spells, and we was quite indebted to Martinez's brilliant performance. But we went down to 10 men and we was looking just to see the game out, and John McGinn bursts into life again, takes the ball in the box, brings him down, and Ghazi just ice cold composure, washer, 1-0, love it.
There's just so many things that I really liked about today's performance. It's just great to see. First of all, the team spirit in that team. We saw at the end of the game, absolutely massive. Getting in a huddle, and just that sense of togetherness is huge. And it's what's going to play a key role in the making of this squad for now and in years to come, when new players come in and get integrated into the squad. That camaraderie and that spirit, it's just absolutely massive. We saw Jack, obviously, when we put that pen in, run into the corner. You saw what it meant to him as well. So it's just them levels that we need and require, and it's just huge for us, really. And it's testament to how far we've come as a squad. I went to Wolves away last season, and it was absolutely shocking. It was awful. I don't think we had a shot on target, really, until Trez scored at the end. But again, this season, we've seen stark contrast in how we've done compared to last year. And we're just miles apart now, aren't we, from what we went through last year? So how do you feel Ramsey played today?
Yeah, I thought he'd done really well. I thought he settled in. It was a tough game to come into. It was a bit of a battle. You're up against the Portuguese national team, aren't you, in that midfield? The top level international players, and what I love about him is that he's not scared to take the ball on. He'll have it to his feet, similar to like Jack, and he's got great composure, and he's only a young kid, so to step in on that game and play as well as he did, top marks. But going back to the team spirit, like you say, you don't win 4 out of 5 away games if you haven't got a team spirit like we've got. It is a Villa team to be proud of at the minute, and I can't even remember the last time we won at Molineux. Is it Robbie Keane?
Yeah, I think it was Robbie Keane, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's that. Look how long ago that was. So it's a real satisfying day, and there was some standout performances. Obviously, Martinez was terrific in goal. So brave, and it's just so commanding. But it's all calm as well. It's he's not shouting and screaming at me. It's productive. And then
20 mils a bargain, do you think?
Oh yeah, we've ripped them off. We've mugged them off big time, yeah. But and McGinn was terrific. Hibs, we've mugged them off as well for a couple of mil. But he was full of energy, and and it is a good all round performance. But the one person I really impressed me was Matty Target. I thought he got absolutely run ragged last season by Toure. And he stood up to the test this time, straight in with the tackles, and I thought he'd done terrific today.
Absolutely brilliant. I mean, going back to Martinez as well, it's his character that I love as well. I think we kept 5 clean sheets in 10 games now. I'm sure that's five clean sheets, and it's just a testament to him. And you know what, like when he said he'd come here to get into Europe, and you're sort of thinking, oh, come on, like really, like come on. But do you know what? Why not? Like, if you look, and I think Justin said this a couple of pods ago, that, look at where we are after 10 games, right? So after 10 games, we've got 18 points. Just keep going now. Just keep going.
And his mentality is right, because before the Liverpool game, he was coming out going, oh, yeah, we've got to put a good performance in against these and try and beat them. And if that's the mentality he's talking to the press, that must be the mentality of the camp as well. And I think, when we talk about the coaching staff, nobody really mentions Neil Cutler.
No.
And I just think you cannot underestimate the influence he's having, or what he did with Jed Steer. Last season, obviously, we had Heaton, but we lost him, and we had to go by with Nyland. But, when Martinez signed, he spoke about meeting with Cutler before Smith, and so he's a well-respected coach, and he deserves a lot of credit, as well as Shakespeare, Terry, and O'Kelly.
You're right there, because when we had James Rushton on for his episode a couple of pods ago as well, I was on about John Terry, leaving, and maybe him leaving, and James was mentioning like that they're all Aston Villa managers. You've got Cutler that's always in Dean Smith's ear during the games. You've got Terry. Cutler's not just the keeper coach. He's working on so many different aspects within what we're trying to do. And you're right. It's just a testament to them all, really. I can't praise any of them enough, really, because I just think everything that we're doing is just quality. You've got the under 18s recruitment quality, the owners quality, developing that area in Witten, unreal. Everything where we are going we're just going to the top. And I think, Ian Wright was saying it, wasn't he? Like walking down the street, Aston Villa would be like John Travolta. It's really good. And it's just exciting to be an Aston Villa fan at the minute, isn't it?
Yeah, you did try and recreate that John Travolta award, didn't you, for BBC Football Focus?
I know. Well, mate, I know. I'm trying.
Yeah, but I totally get you, mate. It is great. It is fantastic to be a Villa fan right now. And you know what I'm like about building foundations. But like under O'Neill, it was different, wasn't it? It was like splash the cash. Didn't really use the under 23s as much. You're all Brightons and stuff like that. Your Barry Banners, weren't interested in developing them. No. He was focused on that football team, starting 11, throwing money at that. Where now this feels like it's the bigger picture. Yeah. Everything's being taken into account, and it is a great time to be.
I mean, to be fair on Smith, it's pretty brave putting Ramsey in today.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's a pretty bold selection. When you're thinking you could put Nakamba in, you could have put Harahan in. But he chose Ramsey, and I think, that's testament at how good the squad's doing and how good they must be in training, like testing each other and making an account for themselves to state that claim in the team. So, absolutely unreal. Brilliant to beat Wolves. Do Burnley over, beat the Baggies, see where we are after that.
Yeah. We just got to back it up now, because the home games, we haven't backed it up with our home games now, and we've got to put in a performance against Burnley. 100%.
Yeah, mate, it needs a massive performance now, because on that game I was speaking to my brother after the match, thinking, who's he going to bring in and stuff. But I feel like we'll have the ball, and we just got to dominate that game. We've got to, if we turn up and play to the levels that we can, we beat Burnley. Yep. And, there's no doubt in my mind that if we do that, we get the win, and then we're looking in a real good position after that, and then just see where we are in Jan, I reckon, and go for that European march.
Yeah, let's get on it.
Mate. Thank you for your call.
Class, mate. Up the Villa.
Up the Villa. So next caller on tonight, we've got Justin on a winning pod he hasn't been on a winning one for a while. So how are you, mate?
Right, only one thing to say, mate. Ain't nobody like El Ghazi. Makes me happy, makes me feel this way. Superb. What a
That's the
bloke.
one.
What a bloke.
Cool. I think I've got this light on today. Ice. He's cool as ice.
Brilliant. I
That's
mean,
it.
he's took some stick in here over this last few months, you know. For me personally, it's been a bit over the top, you know. I know he probably hasn't stepped up as he would probably wanted to in the Premier League, but, you know, as they've shown today and as he's shown today, these players, they all have a part to play, you know, comes off the bench, you know, and to be given the pen, like the way he was, whether it was Jack's idea or I think Smith alluded to that, you know, he scored the last one against City last year, I think. So if he was on the pitch, he was the one to take it. And if he wasn't, then Jack would have had it. But 92nd minute, anybody that can step up and hit a penalty like that, massive respect to him, absolutely massive. And you could see it meant a lot to him as well. You know, he was chuffed. His post-match press conference is really buzzing. You know, he wants to succeed, don't he? They all want to succeed. Now, whether they're good enough or not, we'll find out, won't we? And if he's not, he's not. But to give him the stick he received on Twitter, it's pathetic for me. But that's just a part and parcel of being fans, I suppose. There's loads of them out there, isn't there? But brilliant, absolutely chuffed. What a win. Weird game again. I think we cancelled each other out, to be fair, for most of the game. I think they probably created the better chances overall. I think they had 6 on target. Martinez, you know, that's what a top-class goalkeeper buys you, isn't it? You know, that's what you pay the money for. You know, any other keeper probably lose the game today. You know, he's pulled off 3 or 4 very good saves and then given us that opportunity that when the chance has come, and albeit a penalty, you know, you slot it and you take 3 points home with you. So, perfect day, really. Perfect away performance. Don't give much away. Nick a goal on the break. What can you say?
Brilliant. We've done it twice now, haven't we? So we've done it against Wolves, done it against Leicester.
Just similar performances, very similar.
Great performances, you know, and it's the team spirit for me that's brilliant. I loved what Al Ghazi said after the game. You know, he was like, you know, whether I'm in the team or not, I'm out there training hard, practicing penalties. What a legend. You know, it's like you say, he might not be a starter every week for us, but he's got his part to play. And today he played it and he got us the 3 points, which was brilliant. So who stood out for you today?
Obviously the keeper. Everyone else, I think, I was thinking, to be honest, about 20 minutes ago, I think it was most of them, barring the keeper, were 6s and 7s out of 10, wasn't they? But I mean, probably same for Wolves' team, really. Nobody really massively stood out. It was a cancel each other out game and a bit of an attritional game. I think the ref totally ruined it. I think he's an absolute idiot. I mean, I can't even remember a particularly bad challenge in the game, yet you got, 12 yellows and 2 reds? Unbelievable. You know, I think he was smoking something in the dressing room before he came out. He's watching a totally different game to what I was watching. Yeah, pleased with everyone. It's a shame that a couple of them are going to be missing now for the next game, but those kind of things do happen. This is what we're saying about El Ghazi. You know, none of us think that this is the squad that's going to take us onto, you know, top 4 and wherever we want to end up going. We all know that it's transitional. So the players that aren't currently playing, the Hura Haynes, the El Ghazis, the Courtney Houses, whatever you think of any of these players, they are Villa players and they deserve the respect to, you know, that we should be giving them as players. I've heard the Traore, you know, haters are out now. The bloke's played about 70 minutes for us and they're already sort of getting on his back. We are still in massive transition and we are looking very, very good now for me. That game today, that win today is fantastic because we've got a couple of games which I think are very winnable now with Burnley and Albion next week. And then we go into a run of 6 or 7 really, really tough games. So had we have lost today, then with what's just happened in the last 4 or 5 games, albeit we are in a better place, you know, you can start looking over your shoulders. You know, if we'd not won today, we'd have been in the bottom half. And although we got a couple of games in hand, you start to think, oh, when the difficult fixtures start rocking up, you know, we could start looking over our shoulders again. So that win today is huge, you know, massive going into the next week's fixtures and the Christmas fixtures that come pretty thick and fast. So absolutely chuffed. Great day to be a Villa fan again with Christmas on the horizon. We can all be really happy the way we're going.
I mean, I know you said a couple of pods ago as well, you know, you like to look at it from 10 games in. So
Yeah.
10 games in, we've got 18 points. It's huge. And like you say, the next 2 games, if we can get 2 wins out of the next 2 games, we're looking very, very tidy.
Massive. I mean, what's this? That's nearly 2 points a game. I think it took us 20 games last season to get anywhere near that. You can't really fault anything. I mean, yeah, we can nitpick and say this isn't quite right, that isn't quite right, but as a whole, as looking at it from the bigger picture, we are massively going in the right direction. And I think if anybody isn't happy with the way we're going, then I don't know what they're watching. To be honest, it's fantastic from what happened last season to now. It's great to watch, and I'm really looking forward to the next few games again. Whatever happens, we look good in all the games, don't we? We're never outclassed, we're never outbattled. We've got quality all over the pitch. I mean, Barkley's missing, and he's going to come back. Players, the fight, and we've got January around the corner. I'm sure we'll add 1 or 2, whether they're loans or permanent. Wesley's not far away. Heaton's not far away. It's just positive, isn't it? Let's enjoy it. We've had enough crap times following the Villa over the last 10 years. So to be where we are now, we've got to enjoy it and we've got to relish it, because, when these good times come, you have to take every minute of them and soak it in, because you never know what's around the corner. We could soon, plummet into something terrible again, and we'll all be saying, I wish we was back where we was when we was, under Smith, top 7 in the league. So brilliant. Just look forward to it. It's brilliant. I'm absolutely chuffed. Brilliant win today, especially after beating the Wolves.
The way we're going, most of us thought we'd be going back in the Championship. We might be going back in Europe.
Yeah, who knows? God knows. It's a really weird season, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think we've got. We are definitely a few players short. There's no doubt about that. We all acknowledge that now. But if we can keep 90% of our players fit, obviously the key players fit: Jack, Barkley, McGinn, Mings, the keeper, Cash. We've got some fantastic players, and it's gelled brilliantly. And you can only really, give them all a massive pat on the back, like we've said in previous pods. The manager's doing a fantastic job. The coaching staff, fantastic job. The owners are doing a fantastic job.
Yeah.
We're going to have blips. We're going to have ups and downs. We're going to lose games, but generally speaking, we're only going one way now, mate.
Brilliant stuff. Thanks, Justin.
Ain't nobody like your Ghazi. Makes me happy. Come on, Villa.
Nice one. So, last caller on tonight is Seb. How are you?
I'm very good. What a result.
Massive, absolutely massive for us. So, what did you make of it?
Yeah, it was a really odd game. I think the 2 tactical elements of both sides really shone through in this one. You could see that Villa had the most part of possession. Wolves almost looking to catch us on the counter-attack with Adama, Podence, Neto. They looked to catch us off guard, but we never really let them. Our defence was quite good today, especially Martinez in goal. I think he probably saved us quite a few times. Like I said, it was a really tactical battle, and we were quite lucky to come out on top. I thought a draw probably would have been a fair result, but if you give me a Villa win, I'm never going to complain.
Definitely. I mean, if you're on about fair results, well, we should have had some against West Ham, shouldn't we? So I guess it does balance itself out quite nicely. So some real standout performances today. Target, we had Martinez as well. And I know you're heavily involved in checking on the youth setup as well. So you must have been buzzing to see Ramsey starting.
Yeah, look, it was really unexpected. I don't think anyone predicted him to be starting today, but when we saw it, us in the group chat, we were all buzzing. It's a difficult place for him to go. Molineux to play 90 minutes at the young age that he is, it's always going to be difficult. I think he struggled to make a name of himself today. He struggled to really get hold of the ball and play with it. Maybe that's down to nerves. Maybe that's just down to how Wolves are set up and how they look to catch us in the midfield. But all in all, I think he gave a good account of himself. And I think that if Barkley isn't back for Burnley, I think he's made that role his own now.
I think he has, because I think if you're thinking Luis is going to be out as well, you're going to need Nakamba or Harahan to start in that role. So, I feel like he's bold on Smith to put him in there, and he must think highly of him. So it's brilliant to finally see youth coming through into this squad. It was very difficult last year to do anything like that because obviously the precarious position that we were in the league, but it shows that Smith's gonna start doing that if the team's playing well and we're in a position where we can start to do that. So you must be buzzing looking at that league table now.
Yeah, look, going back to what you said, I think we've got the academy structure there now, or we're starting to put that in place and build it. It's something that we haven't seen enough of in recent years, but I've talked a lot in depth about it on other various channels, and it's not something I'm going to go into massively today. I think the main standout performer for me today, though, was Mike Dean, and I do want to touch on this because I don't care if I get, if I'm wrong in this because I'm not, but that was one of the worst refereeing performances I've ever seen following this football club. I mean, going back down to the championship, the standard of officiating in that league is absolutely abysmal. But Mike Dean didn't have a clue today. I think it was about 12 bookings I saw. I saw a stat actually that said there was a booking every 2.5 minutes. He struggled to get a hold of the tempo today. He didn't look to play advantage. He kept blowing it up at anything and everything. It wasn't even that feisty a game. And to see 2 red cards and nearly every single player booked today was just awful because it was so undeserved. And now both teams have got harsh red cards that are going to deal a big blow to them both.
Yeah, you're right. And I think
What?
no one's even mentioned the handball on the pod tonight.
I
No one's
mean,
even mentioned it.
I think it was harsh. It would have been harsh had they given it, but the handball rule is such a myth nowadays. No one really knows what's handball and what's not because his arm was down by his side. But then if you look at the official rules by the Premier League, then where it did hit on his arm, it is handball because it didn't hit his elbow. So, but that's always a grey area. And had we not won, it probably would have been a bigger talking point. But going back to Mike Dean, I think he made his 3,000th yellow card today. It felt as though 2,000 of those were in the 90 minutes today. I mean, it was just shocking.
I mean, again, touching on the ref's performance, it begs the question that if you're looking at VAR as a whole, you're looking at the technology. It's these that are in control of it. These are the refs that are in Stockley Park are the ones that are watching this, making the decisions. And like you say, they never take any blame, do they? They never hold their hands up and say they've made a mistake. So they're not accountable for anything. It's like as soon as they're off that pitch, that's it. They're done and dusted, and they're on to another one. So touching on Villa then before we finish off today, thinking about Burnley now. So what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's a really good platform that we've given ourselves today to go on, push on to the next 2 games, Burnley and West Brom, and see if we can get 6 points out of those. Both teams seem to be struggling quite a lot this season. Burnley probably less so. Turf Moor's always a difficult place to go. But if we can dictate the tempo there and force them to play how we want them to, then I think I'd be confident of getting 3 points. And against the Tesco carrier bags, they're a shambles at the minute. They're really struggling. So I'm expecting nothing but 3 points against them.
Yeah, I think if we've got aspirations as a squad to reach a certain level this season, 6 points in the next 2 games, it can happen. And I feel like that's what we need to aim for now. We're more than capable of beating both those teams. The home form, Villa Park, we need to get a win, and then we need to finish off West Brom as well. And keep them in that relegation zone. So thanks everyone for watching. It's been great to talk to all the boys about a Villa win against Wolves at the Molineux. It's been a very long time. So up the Villa.
Up the Villa.